Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Nick Cannon remains something beyond a charming performer. EAS is a living exemplification of the pursuit of happiness. As we dive into the unpredictable embroidery of his life, the spotlight enlightens his irrefutable ability, as well as discloses the layers of a way of life saturated with progress, from the richness of his house to the glimmer of his vehicle assortment. Nick Gunn's process is a combination of amusement, ability, and fortune that reflects the levels of his complex vocation. Every one of the subtleties you really want are here in this video. We should make a plunge now. Ordnance was brought into the world on October 8, 1980, in San Diego, California. Nick's initial years were formed by his fatherly granddad, the figure he affectionately alluded to as father, who experienced childhood in the Straight Vista lodging projects, an area set apart by passe exercises in southeast San Diego. Nick confronted difficulties that would later shape his story in his teen years. Nick wound up related with the Lincoln Park Blood Road Pack, exploring a world extortion with intricacies anyway. A crucial second, the departure of a dear companion provoked Nick to reevaluate, still up in the air. To fashion an alternate predetermination, he chose to abandon his affiliations with the pack. Training turned into an encouraging sign for Nick, and in 1998, he gladly strolled the stage to accept his confirmation from Monte Vista Secondary School in Spring Valley during his high school years. Nick wasn't simply an understudy, he was the leader of the African Understudy Alliance, exhibiting early indications of initiative. His athletic ability found articulation on the Olympic-style events, adding one more aspect to his secondary school excursion. It was on the nearby Link community television program facilitated by his dad that Nick got his most memorable taste of the spotlight. Stand-up satire turned into his entrance point into the universe of diversion, making way for a vocation that would traverse across different features of the business. In 2002, Nick Gunn ventured onto the cinema with a little job in Men Dressed in Dark. Too little did crowds had at least some idea that this was only the start of a momentous venture. His breakout second came soon thereafter, when he assumed the lead job of Devin Miles in the film Drumline, followed by the parody Love Don't Cost a Thing in 2003. These movies established the groundwork for a vocation set apart by Variety and Achievement. One of Group's striking accomplishments was his job in the 2006 film Bobby, which not only procured him a Screen Entertainers Organization grant in 2007, but additionally earned him the Cutting Edge Entertainer of the Year grant at the renowned Cannes Film Celebration. This acknowledgement slung him into the spotlight and displayed his acting ability. Notwithstanding his progress in film, Nick Standard exhibited his comedic gifts as the host of Wild and Out, a TV satire show on MTV. The show, which ran from 2005 to 2007, was resuscitated in 2012, cementing Ordnance's status as a multi-layered performer. Not satisfied with simply acting and facilitating, Group wandered into the music business, establishing his own record name, Might I at Any Point Ball Record, in 2005. His self-named debut studio collection, delivered in 2003, arrived at number 15 on the US R&B graph. The lead single, Can I Live, dropped in July 2005, exhibiting Group's melodic ability in spite of early achievement. Standard took a strong action in 2009 by establishing another record mark, Incredible Diversion, flagging a change in his melodic excursion. His modified inner self, Smooth Nick, arose in 2010 with 2 singles delivered under this spoof character. The mixtape Offspring of the Corn continued in December 2011, featuring Ordnance's capacity to rehash himself. Inside the music business, his subsequent collection of White Individuals, Party Music, delivered in 2014, exhibited Standard's imaginative reach. He kept on investigating new roads with his second mixtape. The Good News of Ike turned up my side of the story, delivered in 2016 in the domain of TV. Standard caused disturbances as the host of America Has Ability from 2009 to 2016, succeeded Regis Philbin, whose mystique and mind procured him a critical check of $70,000 per episode anyway. A section reached a conclusion in 2017 when Group declared his takeoff, referring to imaginative contrasts with NBC chiefs. The choice was not without its challenges, as Standard confronted the chance of legitimate activity because of a breach of agreement. Eventually, Tyra Banks stepped in as his replacement. B. Airhouse, in the core of Los Angeles. At 3130 Anello Street lies a rambling 13,000-foot chateau that once had a place with the famous team Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. The manor flaunts 6 rooms. What's more, A great 9 restrooms giving adequate space to solace and lavishness among its many highlights are a cutting-edge cinema, a completely prepared rest center, and, surprisingly, a ball court for the people who partake in a touch of wearing fun. The all-encompassing perspectives from the property stretch from the fabulousness of Beverly Slopes toward the southern appeal of Laguna Oceanside. One of the champion highlights of the house is a changing area straight out of the 1980s decorated with a mirror and a closet that once filled in as Faya Fixture's powder room. Shockingly, Mariah Carey decided to safeguard this special piece of history, keeping up with Spigot's changing area as a sign of approval for the house's exciting past and the obligation to protect the embodiment of the property grandstand, a smart touch from the ongoing proprietors. As you step into the family room, you're welcomed by a quality of extravagance. Ordnance pulled out all the stops and decking out the space with top-of-the-line machines, establishing a climate of refinement and solace. The manor even houses a recording studio furnished with the best-in-class in current innovation, as a demonstration of the couple's commitment to their art. Wandering into the room, the environment is an explosion of brilliant varieties and a sprinkle of wistfulness. Mariah Carey and Nick Gunn's scrupulousness is obvious, creating a space that emanates both excitement and warmth. Plainly, the couple took extraordinary consideration in organizing a home that mirrors their characters and style anyway, regardless of the charm and extravagance. The tale of the house takes a turn in 2014, when the couple tragically headed out in a different direction, prompting the offer of their Bel Air permanent spot for $9 million. The property has now found its way back to the market, recorded at a greater cost point, embodying not simply the physical space, but also the recollections and stories that accompany it. That very year, he leased a remote home in New Jersey for their youngsters for $111,000 each month. TMZ detailed manor in New Jersey. Nick Ordnance purchased this house for $3,200,000 in 2018. This sweeping 6-room 8B home mirrors the star's preference for extravagance, as well as remaining in his flow. Home settled on a 2-section of land parcel in the segregated seat stream area. Nick's $8 million FT home, worked in 1989, is a demonstration of glory and immortal class. Curiously, reports recommend that Nick's mom assumed an essential part in loaning her designing mastery to change the house into a sharp and inviting shelter. After entering, visitors are welcomed by a terrific 2-story lobby and an inviting passage complete with a superb flight of stairs, embellished with a point-by-point bar iron rail and a dazzling glass crystal fixture. The entry establishes the vibe for the sumptuous excursion that unfurls inside the limits of this big-name safe house. The residing region, spreading over the immense breadth of the chateau, gives adequate space for Nick and his developing brood of 4 different children. Stone chimneys spot the scene, creating a comfortable environment for family get-togethers and recess with a wealth of toys. A culinary work of art, the kitchen is enhanced with rock ledges, tempered steel machines, and perplexing subtleties that lifted to a domain of culinary extravagance. This space not only caters as Nick would prefer, but in addition fills in as a center for family feasts and diversion. Venturing outside the chateau uncovers 2 back patios, a, to some extent, fenced yard, and a roomy pool region wrapped by rich yards. The open-air safe house is ideally suited for absorbing the sun, engaging visitors, and making enduring family memories. Quite a wonderfully planned pool takes all important focal points, offering a reviving retreat on warm days and adding a bit of equestrian class. The property flaunts a pony stable that could, without much of a stretch, be confused with a retreat for Nick's more distant family. The steady stands as an enchanting option, adding to the general charm of the domain. Dear my darling crowd, we should take a ride through the striking vehicles that embellish Nick Gunn's carport, each with its own remarkable story and importance. One Rolls-Royce Ghost Drop Head Roadster. At the zenith of his assortment sits the choice white Rolls-Royce Apparition Drop Head car, a vehicle that reflects plushness and development. Valued at $500,000, it includes an aluminum space outline case, stomping it as the main Rolls-Royce to embrace this cutting-edge plan. 2 Mercedes G-Kart Nicks, all dark, valued at $128,000, stand apart as one of his most appealing and flexible rides. Eminent for its quality and style, it fills in as an ordinary vehicle with agreeable seats, ideal for long excursions. 3 Portage GT 2006. Out of 2006, Nick Standard added the Passage GT to his assortment, a super vehicle with a sticker price of $300,000. He imparted to Jay Leno that the vehicle's plan brought back nostalgic recollections of Hot Wheels vehicles from his life as a youngster. The Ferrari 59928, the dazzling yellow Ferrari 599 bought in 2008 for $300,000, flaunts a changed motor motivated by the unbelievable Enzo as one of just $599 at any point delivered. This 28-emp supercar is likewise accessible for buy at Nick's Vehicle Sales Center. Nick Cannon's all-white Ferrari, California, valued at $200,000, may not match his reputation. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to this channel.